Alright, hello guys, another bonus video for you. So, it came to my attention after I got done recording Metropolis, part 32, that this level only required one enemy to activate that power-up gate over there. I wondered why it was so low. I'll never know that. That's just Insomniac's deal. There's actually one other level that was like that, and that level was Magma Cone. We'll be going there later. That level and this level have two things in common. You cannot beat the level without killing at least one enemy. Legitimately, without cheating. So basically I'll show you. This enemy's the first enemy you encounter. You can go past him, you know. Obviously it looks like you can go past him. Until you get down to this level. And you see these little clever guys that have rockets on their back, these little pigs. Even if I jump over him and try to avoid him, he still dies. I'll show you another one. Regardless of what you try, he still runs into something. He doesn't stop flying around, and he ends up killing himself, dying. And that would send a spirit particle, and that would activate this power-up gate over there, the super duper double power-up gate. Only one of them in the game, unless you count the final boss with Ripto, which is all sorts of different power-ups, including the Superfly and Super Flame power-ups. I'm going to die here because I wanted to show you how. Oh. Yeah, you little bastard cow. You got your wish. You got to kill me today. I always wondered why that green thing was on his shield. I don't know what that was. Maybe it's like a visor hole or something, but I can't see, and I killed another enemy. See how it activates. Basically, the spirit particle is a sprite of some sort. This is in-game, you know, like when they were developing. The sprite of some sort hits this particle gate, and it makes a counter go up, and then it basically activates the power-up gate. There it goes. Yeah, a little popped up. It's a little bit more. It's about instant. It's pretty much instant whenever when it's a power-up gate. It's instantaneous. So basically, another reason why, other than why did they pick number one enemy, basically it's because you cannot get through the level without killing an enemy. I don't know why they did that, because it would be more challenging, but not really a challenge if you can kill enemies without even invoking them. So basically, there's a power-up gate, right? I go through the entire level. I have to kill an enemy. I can't help it. So the only solution to this problem is to get around this stupid force field. Well, first of all, I started with some Gameshark codes, you know. I'm playing on an emulator. There's a PlayStation Sheet plugin, basically. There'll be links and stuff if you guys want to try this by yourself. And I activated a Superfly power-up that allows you to Superfly pretty much anywhere. That has a Superfly power-up. If you try it at any level that doesn't have a Superfly power-up, the game crashes. And I tried a moon jump code, you know. I don't have that running. You guys can check that out. Maybe I'll try that at the end of the video. But then I discovered, you know, there's one YouTuber that's been on YouTube for 5+ years, and he did a lot of hacking, basically, changing the game's code, changing the hex values of the game. That's like what the computer reads that the game's going on. You can't actually see the programming behind the game, so all you can see is the hex values changing and stuff whenever you do stuff. So WereLion2367, I think, he's been on YouTube forever, almost since, you know, Red Devil Dazzy and stuff. He was the original Spyro guy, I guess, and he did that hex editing. But without further ado, I figured it out, and basically you can change the hex codes to change Spyro's position. That's his X, Y, and Z position, and his rotation too. So you can actually see it on screen. I think I probably will have it figured out when I edit the video. You can see on the screen right here, here are the codes. Here are the different hex values for Spyro's movement, X, Y, and Z. And then there's total lives and all that stuff up there. I just, you know, playing around with it. And you actually can, I'll try this out later, but you can change the Metropolis's elevators. And their X, Y, Z, well, their height, basically. So this value right here changes Spyro's rotation. I'm going to change it to 0. And as you can see there, Spyro rotated. And the camera is set to change its position behind Spyro. It's always behind Spyro. Let's go to the options. Passive and active. I don't really remember what that does. But basically, active changes the camera as you move. So it's always pointing ahead where Spyro is moving to. Passive doesn't do that. You can basically have the camera in front of Spyro if you wanted. But then it slowly rotates if you leave it there. Actually, it's going to stay there. So we did rotation, which is pretty much useless. We can do jumping, which is how we're actually going to get around this stinking force field. And we jumped. I have to click back on the window to enable the controls to be able to control Spyro. But as you can see, we're around this force field, and now if you jump back and hit the force field, it basically just forces you back in. So we'll do that again. The position does change as you move. The numbers all changing. And as you can see, it says map standard there. That's the mini map. So if I increase basically Cartesian graphing is mathematics. Basically, in Cartesian graphing, two planes, y is always up and down. Up is increasing, down is decreasing, and then x is left and right. With 3D, y is, well, this can vary. You can always have z up or y up, but y in Spyro is up. Well, I can't really tell this for sure, but that's just what I marked down here, so it helps me understand which is which. And makes me think that I'm a geek, which I am. Deep breather. So basically, the X is left and right. The Z is depth, basically. If you're looking at the level from a depth perspective, you know, the tower back there is further away from Spyro, so that's a further Z value. And the X is left and right. So if I change this value, now you can change it to really small values, like 47,000, and it moves Spyro just a bit. I can change it back. So we're going to go decreasing value, and if you look at the mini-map, you can tell it moves. And Z, you can do the same thing, 64. There we go. These are no actual measurements, I don't think. It's just the value that the game is perceiving through the hex codes. I don't really know the technical side of it, other than hexadecimal is, I think, 8, probably. You have 6,000, 60,000. You can move him back even more. Let's go back up here. Luckily, I can actually stand on that, otherwise I would fall through it. And hopefully we can get through here without getting to the pigs. Damn it. Okay, I activated one of them, I'm gonna die. That's where the Superfly would come in handy, but I'm not gonna run another program on top of the cheat engine and Audacity and Fraps and FS Split, which is like XSplit for like Ustream and live streaming. It also captures multiple regions. That's how I'm doing that, capturing two things at once. So I'm going to be quiet here, and we're going to get back to where we need to go. Hopefully without falling off again. I think before I did this, I had the super flight. I think we're good. I figured out what that sound was with the pigs. I was kind of surprised about that in the episode. The pigs are just off doing their own thing. They're just kind of like crazy loop-de-loop sort of thing. I killed one. It's too close. So I'm gonna have to fall off again. With Superflight, this is a lot easier. Feel free to try to change that. Use the Gameshark code. Everything's linked in the description. You can read that. I think it says show more. You just click on that little tab and it shows everything I'm talking about. That will be in there. You know what? I think I'll try going over here instead. Maybe we can glide down. So, try to change this to 6,000 again. And we're on top. Past the level boundaries. This is pretty cool. Double jumping. That's cool, but this is even cooler. Tell me this isn't cool, and I'll just come over to your house or wherever you're living and slap you upside the head, because this is cool. Okay, so as you can see, the power-up gate has 1. The number 1. I figured it out because I killed one enemy and it activated. I didn't actually see the gate until now. Until I tried the quote-unquote hack. It is sort of a hack. If you think hacking as changing the game's coding, so to speak.
I've successfully developed a super power-up here, Spyro. Knock off just a few more enemies and you can be the first ever to use it.
And obviously that dialogue was recorded before they set it to 1, because a few more enemies implies more than 1. That's it. That's every character basically says something about the power-up gate if you don't have enough. Including the ones that you can't normally get to without killing an enemy. So technically, if you played the game normally, you would never hear that. Which is kind of unique, I guess. Kind of like that. Let's try to see the shield here. Maybe that's where he's holding on to and it's just decorative. Yeah, I guess so. That's kind of where he's grabbing. Okay, now I'll show off the elevators. One of these elevators, I think, either I got this right, which means Spyro will fall off this elevator, or... Okay, no, that's not the right elevator. Or you'll see the elevator... not there. Yep. Because it's all the way up there now. Stinking pigs. It killed me. I was trying to show you guys something cool, and it killed me.
I've successfully developed a super power-up here, Spyro. Knock off just a few more enemies and you can be the first ever to use it.
I've already used it. You don't remember me, apparently. Okay, so now we'll try to rise it out of the hole there. As you can see, it's there. It's not a magic trick. It's really gonna change it. See? Smack dab in the hole. And if I hit it again, it'll just go back to its... It has certain waypoints, basically. And when it hits that waypoint, it stops. So basically, if you change it when Spyro's on the elevator, just fall off. Then I can change Spyro's position to right above that. Oop, fell through the elevator. The elevator's actually outside the level boundary, it looks like. There we go. Now it'll actually go back down. I didn't actually try this when I tried the glitch of the hack event originally, but it will actually go back down to its waypoint. It's like a light switch. It'll go to the last point it's supposed to be at. I'll have to check the footage because I don't remember head bashing it. If it's not in one of these positions, then it'll just automatically go down to it. It's not supposed to be there, so it fixes itself. Let's see how far. I can actually go down with it. I haven't tried this. And make it so the elevator. Don't know what happened. I have to get off the elevator next time. I changed Spyro's position instead. Whoopsies. So now it's not above the position, but it's underground. So let's change it to 2300, and now it's flush with the ground. Funky looking. And head bash doesn't work because it's below the floor, so I can't hit it. If I move it up just a tad bit more, it actually moves Spyro with it. That's pretty neat. And bash again, you actually hit it, even if it is in the ground, like that. So, if you guys want to follow up to this episode with me, if you want to see anything cool, this might be on its own thing. It might not be a bonus episode. It's going to start that way. But if you guys want to see something cool, I guess I can show it. I guess if you're a good person and like this video. Exactly. That's where I was going with that. You know, all the likes do is just tell me you like the video. It's self-explanatory. It doesn't give me anything. I'm not even getting paid for this, so doesn't help me any. Except for it does give the video more promotion, I suppose. So if it like, I don't know if they still have these things. Back in the day, they had a list for videos that were most liked or most viewed. Yeah, that's where likes would come in. Okay, so now we're gonna go to Molten Core or Molten Crater. That's another game. Magma Cone. I'll see you guys there. Cutting out. This time I'm actually gonna cut it out because it's quite a long walk. I know I chose the wrong elevator again. Portal.